Hey there, everyone. I'm Fox 10 News meteorologist Jennifer Lambers.
And I'm meteorologist Matt Barrentine, and we are keeping an eye on a lot of things going on out there. Got hurricane, we got some weather front coming out. Actually, you got some showers and storms currently on the radar that we're tracking.
Yeah, so we got a lot going on. I do want to go ahead and start off by talking about the heat. That's really what I've seen most people mentioning today. It felt okay walking out the door for this morning, but now we're really beginning to warm up out there. Many areas beginning to see some of those lower to mid 90s, even 98 in Calvert at this time. So really beginning to feel toasty out there.
Probably up near records. I didn't check the record for today, but I'm pretty sure we're up near it. It's probably 97, 98. That's when most of the records here at this time are in the upper 90s.
It's feeling warm, and I can tell you it's feeling even warmer out there because we're measuring the humidity in the form of dew points. Right now, many areas seeing more of those lower to mid 70s. I mean, dew point 76 in Pensacola. A lot more humid closer towards the coast, so the feels like temperatures right now feeling like the triple digits out there. Feels like temperatures 110 in Chatham, 111 Pascagoula, 105 in Pensacola. So let us know where you're viewing from. Let us know how it feels for all of you guys out there as well. But just a reminder that we do have a heat advisory in effect for our Mississippi counties, Mobile County. This is in effect until later on for this evening. Pretty much Mobile, Mississippi counties, they just met that criteria. 106 to 109 for the feels like temperatures. Even if you're left outside of it, it's still going to be feeling hot out there. So make sure you take it easy for any Thursday night plans. You know what, Matt, we got quite a bit going on for our Thursday night forecast. And that includes some football here across the Gulf Coast.
Yeah, we got Bayside at St. Michael, and we also have Hillcrest Evergreen at Flomaton. And you can see it's going to be a sticky night out there, so be prepared for that. It's going to be hot. Stay hydrated out there, not just for the athletes, but if you're just going to watch, it's going to be pretty warm out there, especially at the start of the games. It gets a little better, obviously, as the night goes along, but at the start of the games, it's going to be pretty warm out there. That's going to be the case again tomorrow night for all the Friday night games. That's
exactly right. Luckily, we're looking at more dry conditions heading into tomorrow night, but still going to be hot out there. Make sure you're staying hydrated. If your kids are going to the game, if they're in band, if they're on the team, also find ways for them to stay hydrated. And you know what? Yeah, we got some showers out there at this time. Yeah, it's definitely something that we needed. So looking in just a little bit closer, portions of Mobile, Baldwin counties, and the Florida Panhandle really beginning to see some of this.
Yeah, I'm hoping these start to pick up a little bit. Like obviously the biggest showers over near Biloxi right now in Sauget. So it's not very many in our local area. They're very small. Not much there, but hopefully you get one across your yard. That'll help you out. But right now, we're looking at just a few little pop-up showers. The models were showing that these would grow as the afternoon went along, so hopefully they will get a little bit bigger. Right now, we got one in Tillman's Corner right now. Looks like we have another one over there on the eastern shore.
Yeah, so very hit or miss at this time. So in case you're heading out anytime soon, you might possibly see some of those ones. Even moving along I-10, the eastern shore definitely needs some of that. Also, I saw some here closer towards, again, I-10 once you head closer towards the Florida state line. And then mainly just staying isolated near Molino, probably hearing some of that thunder and that lightning. But like Matt had mentioned, we're expecting a lot of this heading into today. And so, I mean, just taking a look at our futurecast running further on into this afternoon, we really start to see some of that coverage building by 4 and 5 o'clock.
Yeah, I hope this is right, and I hope we see more showers and storms develop. Well, we've been keeping an eye on that drought monitor, and parts of our viewing area are in a severe drought at this point. We could use whatever we're going to get out of this, and because as we look into the upcoming weekend, we're likely to be pretty dry for this weekend, so this is our shot at it here today.
Yeah, and so the best chances so far for this afternoon, it's going to be right along I-10, kind of where we're seeing some of those showers right now, and then on the southern side of it, so closer towards the coast, especially once you have that sea breeze kicking into effect. But we'll start to see more of that coverage heading into this evening, 6, 7 o'clock. And then things turn quiet. So we mentioned those high school football games kicking off at 7, expecting it to be mostly dry once those begin. And then heading into the overnight hours, still some isolated showers possible.
Yeah, hopefully whatever we can get out of this.
Whatever we can get.
Yeah, because we need all of this. I know, especially after all the heat that we've had, and then you put that drought on top of that, and our yards are all crispy. And I don't really mind because I don't have to mow my yard quite as much. But I know a lot of folks would rather have some green grass out there.
That's exactly right, especially your plants you're having to monitor and keep watering. But luckily heading into tomorrow morning, just some isolated sprinkles to begin the day. And then by the afternoon, things look great in case you have any Friday night plans.
Pretty quiet, but it's likely to be pretty hot out there as well.
That's exactly right.
Once again for tomorrow. All right, well, this is where it's been hot.
Yep.
out in the tropics.
Yeah, so we have a few areas that we've been monitoring. Some pretty big updates that happened earlier today on Fox Studio 10 when we had that 10 a.m. advisory come out. The National Hurricane Center, yeah, there you go. The National Hurricane Center began issuing advisories on what is now Tropical Depression 14 just off the coast of Africa. We have Hurricane Lee. Just a reminder, that little feature up there in the top, they might even knock down the chances further, 10%, but not looking likely for any development over the next couple of days, expected to move into harsh conditions. So again, taking a look across the Atlantic, let's move far off to the east. So just off the coast of Africa there, this is going to be Tropical Depression 14. Those sustained winds still at 35 miles per hour. And continuing just on that west-northwest track at 17 miles per hour. But taking a look at what that forecast cone is looking like, expecting this to turn into a tropical storm later on today, possibly. The next name would be Margot. And then strengthening into a Category 1 hurricane heading into the weekend.
Yeah, so a nothing storm. This one's going to stay out in the middle of the Atlantic. So we're not going to be probably spending a lot of time over the next several days talking about Margot. It's really going to be all about Lee, although we do have some fairly good news with Lee, even though it is a dangerous-looking storm.
Yeah, so Lee right now is Category 2 hurricane. Those sustained winds at 105, moving west-northwest at 15 miles per hour. And as we make our way into the rest of today, possibly seeing Lee strengthen even further. And so undergoing rapid intensification at this time. When we get this advisory update heading into this afternoon, we'll likely start to see that Category 3 strength comes out, and then possibly even Category 4 by tonight. Heading into the weekend, Cat 5.
Yeah, look at that, 160 miles per hour. The great news here, though, is you look at that 5-day forecast cone, not a bit of it, none of it touches anywhere on land. There is no landmass there at all. There's no little island, nothing there. So that is awesome news that nobody at this point in time has to worry about Lee, although in the long range, there is going to be some possibilities, maybe up near Maine or the Barrentine of Canada. They're going to have to watch out for it up there. By the time it got up that far, though, it would be a weakening storm. Here's the thing. Looking at these models right at the very end, how they take that right-hand turn. What's happening is a front's coming off the U.S., the East Coast, late next week, and that will help things out. This is the European model. Yeah, I did update this one a little bit earlier, so it should be good to go. And there's the storm building strength. I mean, it's going to be an ugly-looking storm there. And then it's going to make that right-hand turn sometime early next week. Here comes the front. It's going to drop on down, and that's going to help turn this thing to the north, Jen. Yeah,
I'm just looking at the eyewall that even the Futurecast is picking up on that. So, I mean, even if it starts to move closer towards Bermuda, this will be a very strong storm. So Bermuda's still going to be feeling the impacts from that system, especially being on that front right quadrant. That's typically the strongest portion of these storms. So we'll continue to monitor Lee, keep you updated right here on Fox 10. But again, the majority of those models leaning towards that northerly curve, continuing to keep it out in the Atlantic, truly making it a problem for the fish out there. And this has been the trend so far for 2023. Luckily, we haven't seen many landfalling hurricanes here in the U.S., knock on wood, besides really Idalia that we had. A lot of these staying out in the central Atlantic, so just continue to tick more and more numbers off of the forecast.
And I think an important thing, too, is you look down to the lower left there into the Gulf of Mexico, it's quiet.
Quiet.
So our area is quiet, and of course, the folks on the East Coast I know will be watching Lee there. But once again, the good news is that it will be turning north, so unlikely that it hits anywhere in the U.S., or at least directly. It might get some outer stuff up around Maine or something like that, but they're not going to be looking at a direct hit. So that's the good news there with Lee, because it's going to be a big, scary-looking storm. There it is. Once again, Jen is zooming on down. You can see, got an eye going right now on this storm. So that is a classic-looking hurricane. Looks like a circular saw, and that eye right there in the middle, getting its act together and strengthening rapidly out there this afternoon.
I don't believe any hurricane hunters going into it just quite yet, but I'm sure that'll change.
Yeah,
not too long from now.
Yeah, they're going to be also sampling out ahead of it to make sure that front's going to do what it's supposed to do, and then turn that thing to the north. They'll be doing all that, so keeping everybody up to date. I want to do one more thing. Let's do the long-range forecast. Let's just show the weekend, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the weekend coming up, because I know a lot of folks, you may want to get ready for your upcoming weekend, and it's going to be hot. I mean, I know I'm going to be out in soccer fields, so we're going to be out there roasting on soccer fields. You can see here, once again, widening the picture out for you, It's going to be hot both Saturday and Sunday, but likely dry, Jen.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And so we're looking at the highest rain chances heading into today, but heading into Saturday and Sunday, it looks great. We are still well above average, though. Typically, we're in the upper 80s around this time of year, and this full 7-day outlook, not seeing any of those. We are seeing the 90s and the overnights and the 70s continuing. So warm and mild for some of those mornings to begin. No taste of fall. But I hope soon that it'll be here.
I know it's always a long wait in September, waiting on that first, good refreshing blast, and we don't see it yet. So we are going to be waiting a while longer.
That's exactly right. But happy Thursday, everyone. We hope you guys have a great day. Stay cool out there and stay hydrated. Once again, I'm meteorologist Jennifer Lambers.
And I'm at Barrentine. We'll be up at 4 and 5 o'clock here this evening, so you want to check us out on Fox 10.
See y'all then.